I'm going to show you guys really quickly how to do a child's mask. The sizes are just smaller. I'm going to pin here at the bottom. I can determine that this is the bottom because this is where the flamingo's legs are facing. So I'm going to go ahead and pin it down right there. Again, I have the top open for my pocket. I'm going to take this to the sewing machine, do a zigzag here on this edge, do a zigzag on this edge. And then once I've got that done, I'm going to close this up and do a zigzag where we pinned. So here I have all the zigzags already done. I'm at the ironing board and I have the opening side facing me. I'm going to give this a quick press because my fabric does look a little wrinkled. But from here, it's pretty much the same steps as the adult mask. I'm going to fold up about 1/2 inch, give it a press, flip it over, fold it up again so that it's aligned with the flamingo fold. Give it a press again. They should be aligned. I'm going to go ahead and open this up and I'm going to do a straight stitch along this edge and another straight stitch along this edge. Okay, so here I have both of my straight stitches done on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and grab my nose wire or twist tie and I'm going to put it in through the channel that we made. Now my nose wire is 7 inches long and my fabric as well is 7 inches long here in this channel. But I don't want it to get in the way when I'm trying to finish stitching up my mask. So I'm actually going to cut off about 1 inch of the nose wire just to make sure that I have enough gap and it doesn't get in the way when I'm trying to finish stitching this mask up. I'm going to go ahead and close this back up. I'm going to grab my fabric pencil and my measuring tape. And for the child mask, you want to make a marking at 3/4 of an inch from the top of the mask, 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the mask. And you want to do this to all of the corners and on both sides of the mask. Again, I'm using hair ties just because of the shortage of elastic. I already cut my hair ties in half. I'm going to go ahead and stretch them as much as I can just to give them as much stretch as possible. And then again, because these hair elastics have this little metal piece, I'm going to clip that off. If yours don't have that, you can omit that step. And so these elastics will be going in exactly where you made those markings. So whenever you are stitching, you're going to put in your elastic right at the mark that you made. And when you get to the mark that you made closer to the opening, you're going to look for the other end of the elastic, pull it, and place it at that marking. Go ahead and take this to the sewing machine. You're going to do a zigzag all along this edge, except that when you get to that marking, you want to make sure you have the elastic in place. So again, you want to make sure that the opening side of the pocket is facing you. And you're going to do the zigzag at the edge, should be about 1/4 seam allowance. And when you get to the mark, stop sewing, lift up the presser foot, insert your elastic. Again, I'm going to use my seam ripper to help me push it closer to the needle. Remember, you want to have a little bit of elastic still showing to the right of your presser foot. Here you can't really see it because of the angle of the camera, but you're going to put the elastic in place and continue zigzagging all the way down until you get to the next mark. Once you get to the next mark, you're going to go into your pocket, look for the other end of the elastic, pull it, and align it with the marking. Use the seam ripper to help you push the elastic closer to the needle, and then you're going to continue zigzagging until you reach the end of the mask. I'm going to go ahead and clip that off, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Okay guys, so this is what it should look like. You should have your elastics poking out maybe a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and fold this right side out. Again, I'm using the lid of my seam ripper to help me point out the corners. And I'm going to take this to my ironing board. By the way, guys, before you flip this inside out, if your elastics are too far out or too long out, You might want to clip them off a little bit just because they might get in the way when you're trying to do the last stitching. So I have my clipped out, and we're going to go back to what we were doing. So I have my mask right side out, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick press just to flatten it out so that it's not baggy. For the child mask, you only want to make one fold, and I'm going to go ahead and pinch somewhere along the center and bring it down. Go ahead and pin that in place. Press it in the middle. Then I'm going to take off the pins and finish ironing the rest of the mask on both sides. So just like with the adult mask, you're going to do a straight stitch right along here and along here. Again, for the right side of the mask, you want the fabric to be aligned with the right side of the presser foot. For the left side of the mask, you want to be aligned with the left side of the presser foot. But for this side, you want to leave at least 1/4 of an inch of excess fabric to the left of the presser foot. This is the child mask all finished up. Again, I always do a little safety check, give it a little tug, give a tug on the elastics just to make sure everything is sewed in correctly. And so this is what it looks like. I just think that they're awesome because you can use them on both sides. I love that this face mask also has a pocket because you can put any kind of filter you would like in there, and it's perfect for any child ranging between 5 and 8 years old. Alrighty, I hope you guys found this child mask video useful to use as a reference. I hope you guys are staying safe. Everybody take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!